So when I'm discussing this, my job is not to say I am right or wrong. I want you to understand the concepts of crescent. It's a big subject, but I'm going to try to wrap it up in a very objective way and see what's happening, when we talk to people and the lack of knowledge sometimes. Al-hilal, brothers and sisters, as you know, the new moon, if you say technically new moon, is wrong. But we say new moon because we get used to it. New moon, that means, the hilal is just out of the conjunction point. This is not sufficient. In order for the hilal to be considered hilal, according to the famous opinion nowadays, we have a few scholars, they say, as long as it's outside of its conjunction is fine. But this is very negligible opinion. It has to get out and starts becoming what we call waxing a crescent. You have enough illumination that reflects to earth. It could be 1%, could be less. Is that clear? So when we say hilal, that means there is something in the sky that illuminates light, reflects light to earth. We call it hilal. This is the famous opinion of the definition of hilal, which is argumentative to some. But this is the definition that we know. Where is the problem then? The problem is how I'm going to identify the hilal, the waxing crescent, or what we call nowadays among us, new moon. Some scholars, they took it very clear cut, without any headache, without any hiccups, as a precaution. They said if you can spot the hilal by unaided eye, or naked eye if you want to call it, that's it, good enough. صوموا لرؤيته وافطروا لرؤيته. هذا السكالر مريح راسه, he's on the track. Okay? If you see the hilal, good enough. If you don't see it, there is no hilal. You wait for 30 days, because lunar month cannot be more than 30 days. You finish the 30 days, the second day would be what? The beginning of a new month. Any question about this? This is the opinion of, also famous opinion among Muslims. Nowadays it started changing. And one of those who goes with that, as Sayyid al-Khu is Sayyid Sistani. You tell him telescope, calculation, scientific methods. Okay, it's a nice idea. But to me, the hadith and other, proves it's considering what? The classical tradition method. You see the hilal, there is hilal. You cannot see it. Yes, they have opinion. We are going to use it later on. Very important opinion. Like Sayyid Sistani, Sayyid al-Khou'i, so many scholars. If you are certain behind this wall, there is a waxing crescent. You are certain. Yet, because let's say you are lazy, you did not go and check it out, but you don't want to see it. But you are certain there is hilal and has enough illumination. Is that enough? He will tell you yes. And this is very important. We're going to need it because of what happened on Sunday. If you are certain, according to Sayyid Sistani, Sayyid al-Khou'i, so many scholars, that behind this wall or behind this cloud, there is a waxing crescent, even though you do not see it, but that crescent is visible to the unaided eye, is good enough. Unaided eye. We are done. We move to the second opinion. The second opinion became a little bit advanced. And one of those, Sayyid Ali al-Khamenei. And close to it, Sayyid Muhammad in Lebanon, close to it, so many scholars nowadays, becoming very famous among Sunnah and Shia. What's the opinion? You don't have to see it by unaided eye. As long as you can see it with your eyes or with a telescope, it is fine enough. Because this is also called ru'ya. It's a moon sighting. The person who is using the telescope, what do you call him? Catching fish? Moon sighting. So to him, to Sayyid Ali al-Khamenei and the group of scholars, they say, no, this is sufficient. So, wow, well, that solved a big portion of the problem. Third opinion, they said, no, not just this. If science or experts tell me the crescent will be visible or sightable during that day, during that moment, whether you see it or not, whether there is a telescope can see it or not, it is good enough. That's the third opinion, like Sayyid Muhammad, and portion of it Sayyid Ali al-Khamenei, and this here the common problem happened in the community on Saturday night. What happened, brothers and sisters, to be objective with you? You tell me, Sheikh, were you right? Based on my data, I was right. Is there a chance you are wrong? Yeah, there is a chance I'm wrong. There's always a possibility I'm wrong. But we do not go with the certainty. Give me something you do for certainty. What is it? Marriage? You are marrying this lady for certainty. She's going to be your partner till the end day of your life. So why do you have, divorce and mahar? Nothing is certain. We try to reach certainty. We have something, we call it itma'nan. What do we call it? Itma'nan. Itma'nan is a level close to certainty. But it might have some errors. But those errors are negligible. It's like, can I have a risk-free system? It's impossible. There's always a risk. But that risk is, analyzed, controllable. You know the margin error. You know when it's going to happen. So when we talk about al-hilal, is there a chance we might be wrong? Yeah, there is a chance. And if I am depending on two udul in Islam, if I go ask Sayyid al-Khuy and Sayyid Sistani, who's going to tell me whether there is crescent there or not? Waxing crescent. I need what? Two udul. What's udul? Just people. They came to me, Sheikh, this is the hilal, blah, blah, blah. I believe them. I declared tomorrow is Eid. Based on what? Two udul. And definitely some other factors. Next day, I figure out those are, man, they keep getting drunk. They do haram. Are they udul anymore? No. What happened to the roya? Wrong roya. So there is a chance of problem. Hala, we come to what happened on Sunday. Some people, they assume, according to Sayyid Ali al-Khamenei, that the crescent, waxing crescent, in order to be considered acceptable for a new month, it has to be seen or sighted or observed by someone. And this is not right. Sayyid Ali does not say this. Sayyid Ali, he has a fatwa, it talks about what we call in Arabic, imkaniyat al-ru'ya. What's imkaniyat al-ru'ya? Anybody knows what's imkaniyat al-ru'ya? There is a big difference between telling me you have to see the crescent, and there is the ability, which possibility that the moon would be seen somehow. Big difference. Imkaniyat al-ru'ya, that means I'm certain there is hilal there. I could not see it, but there is hilal. It's good enough. There is a possibility and ability to see it. Some people, they said, oh no, Sheikh, tell me what happened to me, I'm telling you minor issues. Sheikh, no one, where did you come from? What kind of a sheikh you are? No one in our community or another state was able to spot the moon. That's not his opinion. That's Sayyid Sistani opinion without a telescope. Sayyid Ali al-Khamenei does not tell you you have to spot the hilal. If the expert, and when say expert does not mean maraja', expert in the field of astronomy, please go read before talking to people. It's a shame. The expert in the field of astronomy, if they tell you the crescent or the waxing crescent in this area is sightable, you can see it, you can spot that crescent is good enough, even if no one went there and saw it. More than that, if there is a cloud behind, hiding that crescent, and you are certain because of expert that there is a citable crescent behind that cloud, according to Sayyid Ali, it is good enough. Good enough. So where is the problem then? Why we had all this problem? Because of this map. This map, if you take a look at it, you can see Michigan is here, okay? Michigan is here. According to this map, it says what? The hilal cannot be observed by conventional telescope. So people, they said, since we live in Michigan, and this cannot be seen, Sheikh, we agree with you. No one has to record that, or observe that crescent. I agree with you. But this map is telling us the moon or the crescent, waxing crescent, cannot be observed, even with conventional telescope. Therefore, there is no hilal. Technically, maybe he's right, but he missed some points. What are those points? First of all, Ya Habibi, you're talking about conventional telescope. We have non-conventional telescope. I'm not talking about digital camera processing ones, because Sayyid Ali does not, go with that. I'm talking about different highly advanced non-conventional telescope. You tell me, well, NASA did not tell me I can see the moon here because we have eclipse. I'm going to talk about it in a second. Eclipse prevent us from seeing the waxing crescent or the illumination coming out of that waxing crescent. The answer would be, just keep it in mind, I'm not using qiyas. It's just a mark later on we might think of. يعني هلا إذا نحن noon is at 12 p.m. We have eclipse for 15 minutes. Do we postpone the noon time 15 minutes? Or we say this is external factor. It's like what? Like the cloud. Let's keep it in mind. Just a remark. So we go back. So how come, Sheikh, if we cannot see it through telescope, you said there is, wallah, waxing crescent here, visible, for several reasons. And I want to wrap it up because we are running out of time. First of all, Ya Habibi, Sayyid Ali, Sayyid Sistani, they have very similar opinion that if they share very similar horizon, if there is hilal here, there is hilal here. Yeah, if it is a far state like here or California, they don't agree with this. They consider a different horizon. For Sayyid al-Khu'i, Sayyid Muhammad, it is fine. They consider, the whole continent, the whole USA can be one horizon. But for Sayyid Sistani and Sayyid Ali, if two states or cities are very close to each other when it comes to horizon point, if there is hilal here, there is hilal there. Is that clear? You cannot just depend on this area. That's one thing. Secondly, conventional telescope could be a problem. But what about non-conventional telescope? Third, do we have a problem not spotting the hilal because of the eclipse or because of too much sun reflection on the moon, which has made it hard to see the illumination? If that's the case, is that similar to eclipse? Do we change the time of Dhuhr because of eclipse? I cannot see, the sun properly. Those are some, don't just depend on the last one, because the last one is just a suggestion. But the main two ideas is the similar horizon plus non-conventional telescope, plus the fourth one, we have maps, did not say, hey, you cannot spot the hilal with the telescope. Okay, we have some maps from expert, they say it is visible with optical aid, all this area. So we have, now you tell me, Sheikh, I'm not comfortable. Okay, don't break your fast. You tell me, Sheikh, this is itmi'nan just for you, we call it itmi'nan shakhsi. Yeah, it is itmi'nan shakhsi. But if you feel that I am right and you get that itminan, it's not itminan shakhsi anymore. It is itminan mawdu'i. Because the people are saying this, not me, experts. Those are experts, not me. You tell me I don't feel good about it, so I'm going to tell people break your fast. Ya Habibi, are you expert? In astronomy, are you expert? This is now astronomy issue, not fiqh issue. If in this horizon, adjacent states to us or close enough states to us, they can see the hilal, or you can spot the hilal through non-conventional telescopes, it is hilal. So this is the short story, you know, or the whole story in a nutshell. Now the rest I will keep it for your questions if you have any. Any questions? But my advice, hilal is not a competition. You believe there is a crescent, good for you. You don't believe, okay, it's up to you. I might be right, you might be right. We respect each other, we care about each other. We celebrate Eid with a good spirit. We do not put ourselves down, and just name it. Hala, some expert, they might tell you, yeah, you can see the hilal here. Okay, if it were to be, I cannot see it there, to me this is a problem, or some scientists, they say it is not okay, fine. You go with your, you know, certain. This is my just comment for the hilal, and I meant by that just to explain what's happening. Now, the last question would be, Sheikh, if you said in the beginning, صوموا لرؤيته وافطروا لرؤيته, يعني you only fast or break your fast based on what? Seeing the hilal, moon sighting. How come Sayyid Ali al-Khamenei, Sayyid Muhammad, so many scholars, they go with expert opinion? How? Not calculation method, I'm talking. Sayyid Ali goes with expert. The expert, they can tell you whether this is visible or not. That's his opinion. Well, because we have two opinions. I make it short. We have people, they say, unaided, using unaided eye to spot the hilal is a method that brings certainty, or sort of certainty. If there is another method that can bring certainty, let it be. So that's what we say al-fiqh, ala nahw al-tariqiyya. It's just a method. Now you tell me which one more now accurate? Experts or a guy, you know, seeing, assuming there is hilal there because he is old? There is a chance of problems. Secondly, the second one, I mean, ala nahw al-mawdu'iyya, no. You have to spot the hilal this way, and this is the only way, and this is the subject of the whole matter. This is Sayyid Sistani. It has to be that way. So how come the first opinion consider it just a method? Because we have other riwayat. Other riwayat. What are those? The first one, I mean quickly, when the Imam said al-hilal is not about tadhanni wala tamanni. Yani hilal is not about assumption or what? Wishes. That means if it is not tadhanni wala wishes, certain way is good enough. He did not say, you know, it has to be what? Just only exclusively this way. And we have some ahadith. صوموا لرؤيته وافطروا لرؤيته لكي لا يغم عليكم. يعني you be on the safe side, certain. If I have another way of certainty, let it be. So the idea is I'm using back then moon sighting because this is the only achievable way. Yeah, but they have other ways too. If you could not see the hilal, what do? You fast how many days? 30. This is not other than صوموا لرؤيته وافطروا لرؤيته. We have another opinion for Sayyid al-Khu'i. I don't know if I can bring it, and I promise you I'm done here. Okay, we have another opinion for Sayyid al-Khu'i. I'm gonna just show it quickly. Can you give me one more minute? Do you mind? Is that yes or no? Okay. Sayyid al-Khou'i has this opinion. I don't know if you are familiar with this. Sayyid al-Khou'i said, see, this is the crescent. You can see a halo here. Do you see this halo? Do you see it? It's like you can see the disk of the moon. Sayyid al-Khou'i said, if you see this, okay, that means the night before was what? Was the beginning of the month, Eid. Why? Because we have hadith Sahih al-Sanad that Imam al-Sadiq said, if you see the hilal this way, that has a halo surrounding its disk, that means the day before was what? Was Eid, or the beginning of the month. This is Sayyid al-Khou'i. For Sayyid al-Sistani, this is not accurate. Okay, so many scholars nowadays, they might not have this. So those are some of the ways. For your information, if you follow Sayyid al-Khou'i, Sunday was the Eid based on this picture. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. If you have any questions, more than happy to answer. If you feel, if I said something, you consider it wrong or not right, I'm more than happy to listen. You can also join the group and give us your suggestion. Yes, sir.
What does شهد منكم الشهر?
فمن شهد منكم الشهر يعني you are not traveling. مش فمن شهد منكم الهلال. You do not see the month. هلا إذا تروح على Google translation شهد الشهر is gonna tell if you see the month. نحن we don't look for the month. We look for the hilal. So ويسألونك عن الأهلة قل هي مواقيت للناس. Okay? فمن شهد منكم الشهر not فمن شهد منكم الهلال. So الشاهد هين شاهد أنت حاضر يعني.